as much as I don't really want to, I feel like I need to continue to talk about the WP drama. Just mainly because I started doing a bunch of videos about it. I figured I don't want to leave you guys without the information. I'm sure this stuff is pretty easy to Google, though, too. So feel free to just Google what's going on in WP drama. But this article came out, and this one is done not by ma.tt, not by Matt, and not by WordPress.org, but this is by Automatic. So it says it's entitled Defending Open Source, Protecting the Future of WordPress. And it talks about I haven't read the whole thing. I've skimmed it. It's actually extremely long. If you scroll past this, there's a multi-point section here where the content is just that's a lot. So I'm not going to cover the whole thing. So I would just say feel free to just stop watching this video and go read the article. Protecting WordPress. Just Google Automatic Protecting WordPress article. I'm sure it'll pull it up. So let's just dive in. So it again, I'm not going to read the whole thing word for word, but I'll hit some highlights. So WordPress is a free toolkit anyone can use to build and customize a website. It powers over 40% of the web. It's about 43.6% last thing I heard. It says core code, plugins, and themes are developed by a vibrant community and shared freely via GPL licenses. And that's kind of a true statement. Yes, it is freely shared via GPL, but if you want your plugin to be in the WordPress repository, if you want it to show up at wordpress.org, then it has to be GPL. You have to GPL it, which I'm totally fine with that, but that's almost a misleading statement. So this ethos of open source contributions has helped WordPress grow into the world's leading content management system. By the way, I'm not good at reading, so I have brain damage because of things. I've got a scar in my head, if you couldn't tell. So I'm not great at reading out loud. I basically can't see the word to the right of it, so I'm real choppy. So I apologize in that. But I'm going to continue anyway. So though this work is often done freely, maintaining and development WordPress is not free. Obviously, I think that's WP Engine's crux. Is that WP Engine is able to use the whole WordPress ecosystem, and they don't have to actually develop any technology because Automatic is doing that for them. That's basically Matt's argument. But then they kind of dump on capitalism, and it's kind of okay. Honestly, I say it's okay just because I was a huge WP Engine fan. 2014, 2015, their service was great. Everything was great. Once they were acquired, their service did, their support went pretty downhill. In fact, I'll show you the thing that got me with the WP Engine. And I'm looking over here because I want to pull up an actual article that I have. I want to give you the right article and why their support went downhill. So I don't want to just say something without having actual backing here. I'm trying to find an article on my own blog. I guess I can show it over here. So let's go over here. I'm just trying to find my own company's blog here. So let's see. I might have taken it down. Did I take it down? I did an article. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, I did it a while ago. I didn't realize I did it in coming up on 2 years. So basically, this is the crux of it. So this is a screenshot of me talking to WP Engine's support. Okay, so let me just read um, in like their voice. So this is support. After further review, seeing odd traffic patterns on this install and this install, I'm seeing this IP address 127.0.0.1. Do you recognize it? Making a lot of uncached requests for some reason. If only we knew what 127.0.0.1 is. Then he said, so he lists 127.0.0.1 doing a ton of requests. So it's showing 4,479 requests from this unknown and obscure IP address. And then support offers to block traffic. Says, I can block it on my end and see if that helps with the load on the server. And it's like, yeah, that would definitely or yeah, basically if you block 127.0.0.1, if you don't know, 127.0.0.1 is your IP address. So if you're on a computer and you ping 127.0.0.1, that is localhost. So this support person at WP Engine decided to offer to block all traffic on that server, which is a major problem. So anyway, I don't just say things just to say it. I mean, I have reasons for why. I've a lot of reasons why I don't like certain hosting companies. So I don't want to go down that path. But I probably could give you a list of certain things that I think they've done wrong. So anyway, so automatics just here dumping on WP Engine. Matt's quote, and then it goes into this. And then this, I think this whole section here is just saving face. Clearly marketing stuff, basically saying WordPress is resilient by design. Even though you have all these problems, it's going to be okay and you can still help. And I honestly think probably the WordPress ecosystem is probably kind of crumbling to a certain extent. I don't know to what extent it is, because I haven't gone to a WordCamp. I haven't talked to everybody that I need to talk to in the WordPress community, but it's a little shaken. Now, WordPress is still going to have releases. Again, if everyone were to quit, 50% were to leave today, the WordPress ecosystem would still be leaps and bounds beyond any other open source CMS system. That's a fact. So WordPress is resilient. It's going to be fine. The way Matt is treating this, though, I'm not a huge fan. Again, Matt has some valid points, but his approach on, blocking WP Engine and taking over ACF and all of that, yeah, sure, things are resilient, but only to a certain extent. So, private equity versus open source, and this is just him dumping on private equity. Silver Lake. I mean, this whole thing, calling out WP Engine. I mean, this is clearly just propaganda to try to calm down what has happened since Matt did his talk at WordCamp US. So, standing up, trademarks, all of this. I mean, it's a lot. So, what does this mean for you? This is the most interesting part. So, these actions we've taken are to protect WordPress, but we understand that they raise important questions like, why does Matt own everything WordPress? That's a good question. If you're a WordPress site owner, which I am, I own at least one, uh, um, rest assured that actions taken only relate to WP Engine, which it no, like that's not necessarily a true statement. The the actions that are taken have affected WordPress and the plugin ecosystem, and people have pulled their plugins off of the ecosystem. So um, the way ACF was taken over, it scares a lot of developers. So that's not necessarily a true statement. Your website is safe. Well, that's sure it is. The functionality, security, stability. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, nothing in this whole Matt scorched earth thing that he's doing. Yeah, that's a true statement. WordPress is still safe. We're still doing updates. Things are getting. I mean, we're going to be fine. You still have choices. There are many ethical hosting. That's hysterical. Basically saying because WP Engine isn't ethical, these other hosting companies can do it. My problem is that Matt's always promoting companies that he owns, like Pressable and WordPress.com. So anytime I see him saying, you have lots of options, you should try this one and this one, and it's like, well, you're still promoting your own product. So open-ish. Disruption to your tools and plugins. No disruption? Well, that also is not a true statement. The vast majority of the WordPress plugins and themes continue to operate as normal so far as Matt doesn't see that as them as a threat. So anything, I mean, yeah, that's not a true statement because WP Engine has advanced custom fields had 2 million. So, I mean, that is still true, the vast majority, but 2 million sites still use ACF or SCF now, depending. Who knows? That's what we're going to have to figure out. This is the part that interests me because I'm an agency owner. It says developers and agencies. As a WordPress developer agency, you play a vital role. That I would not agree with at all. To hear Automatic say that, because I feel like Automatic in the whole WordPress ecosystem, they haven't really cared about agencies. They tend to only care about hosting companies. You play a vital role in the WordPress ecosystem. It's crucial that you be able to build, innovate, and provide services to your clients without the influence of bad faith actors undermining your efforts. I'm trying to figure out, are they talking about Matt or are they talking about um, um, WP Engine? Okay, that's tongue-in-cheek comment there, but I mean that I would disagree on that sentence. Your tools remain available. Most of them, the vast majority of them, still exist, and that's true. The ecosystem will remain strong. That is true. So it's good. Other hosts. Okay, here we go again. Other hosting companies. If you're a hosting provider that provides WordPress, you're likely wondering what this means for your business. Ethical hosting are key parts. We value to support the community. WP Engine is an outlier. Our only dispute. And this okay, I think this sentence is probably not going to be true either. So let's see. Our only dispute is with those who at scale Systematically interference is harmful to the other long-term health of WordPress ecosystem. I don't understand that sentence. Our only dispute is with those who, at scale, systematic interference is harmful to the health of the WordPress ecosystem. Honestly, I don't feel like WP Engine was. Now, okay, they might be interfering with the trademark of WordPress. That might be true. That's going to go to court. Like we'll figure that out. And I do think that Automatic has the chance, or Matt has the chance of losing the ability to even use the trademark, because if I'm not a trademark lawyer, as shocking as that is, but I think if you don't enforce a trademark after a certain amount of time for a decade and you don't enforce it, I think it becomes very difficult to enforce. And I think there's a small chance that Automatic loses the ability to use that trademark, which actually would be a good move, in my humble opinion, for the whole WordPress ecosystem. We could move forward and not have Matt always hovering over targeting people that at scale cause problems. So what is that scale? That's the problem. At what point does Matt's decision target you? That's my question. So, all right. FAQ. Will WordPress sites still work as expected? Yes. Are all hosting providers are all? No. Yeah, we know. But you could block anyone if you decide that Matt doesn't like the way the hosting company is doing something. Then at any point, Automatic can decide to target them, and you can be in a lawsuit. So it's like, are all hosting providers affected by that? No, but just whichever ones Matt doesn't like. What if I don't want to switch hosts right now? That's entirely your choice. Yeah, we know. We encourage you to ask your hosting provider about its values, contributions to WordPress, and long term. Are plugins or themes being removed? Yeah, they are actually. This says no. The beauty of the open source is freedom. WordPress.org has blocked login access to WP Engine and affiliates. See, I'm trying to figure out what that means, because I still can't figure out if I'm allowed to log in. Since I use ACF, I don't know if I can log in to the WordPress ecosystem. I messaged Matt on Slack. I'm sure he's busy. He has no idea who I am, so, but I did ask him, like, hey, could you give us some clarity on that? How can I migrate my site to a new? Talk to me. I know how to do a migration. Many ethical hosting providers offer free migrations. Yep, if you want to do it yourself, let me know. If you guys want a video on that, let me know, because that'd be fun. Or if you are watching this and you're like, hey, I need to migrate, and you want to let me do that migration and migrate it for you for free, as long as I can make a video doing it. Don't worry, I won't show any IP addresses or anything like that, or usernames and passwords. But if you want a migration, reach out to me. I'll do 2 of those for free. So reach out to me if you want a free migration, but I want to be able to turn it into a video on doing a migration. So let me know. How does this affect my clients as a developer? It doesn't really. I mean, that's the thing. Like the end client, it doesn't affect them at all. So, how do I know if my host is ethical? Well, that's such a subjective term. I honestly think Matt's being unethical on taking over ACF. So, ethics are subjective. Are these actions permanent? Probably. Our goal is to protect the long-term health. Yes. So yes, they're permanent. We're going to continue to treat WP Engine and people that are successful and don't give back this way. That's what they're saying there. Can I contribute to work? How can I contribute? Yeah. Why did it come to this? After years of attempts of dialogue, and again, I want to see those dialogue. I want to know that Matt really was talking to Heather and everyone at WP Engine and Silver Lake. That's the thing. So, interesting article. I highly recommend reading the whole thing. It's fascinating. All right, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. See ya.